Hi, I'm Neal Gittleman, conductor of your Dayton Philharmonic, and this is Why'd I Pick 'Em for our November Masterworks Series concert at the DPO, Symphonie fantastique and Vadim Gluzman. Now that tells you a lot about the program. Berlioz's Symphonie fantastique is the closing piece, one of the just great pieces of the Romantic era, and has just this incredibly crazy and romantic love story behind it. Berlioz wrote it to try to get the attention of an actress he'd fallen in love with. But he is French, only speaks French. She was an Irish actress, didn't speak a word of French, only spoke English and maybe Gaelic, I don't know. And he wrote this piece of music to try to get her attention. It took a while, but it did eventually work. Vadim Gluzman is in the title of the program. He's one of my favorite violin soloists, one of the greatest soloists of our time. He's playing an amazing 20th century concerto, the first violin concerto by Dmitri Shostakovich. Shostakovich, as you probably know, is one of my favorite composers, and this is really one of the great violin concertos of all time. It's a powerful piece. It's full of deep emotions. They are sometimes dark emotions because it's Shostakovich and he lived in troubling times. But it also has some of the most exciting and invigorating music you will ever hear. And Gluzman is just amazing on the violin. The program opens with a piece that, well, in the opera world, you're not allowed to say it because the title of this piece is supposed to be bad luck, a little bit like that thing that theater companies call the Scottish play. But we're not doing the opera, we're just playing the overture. So I can tell you it's Verdi's La Forza del destino, the force of destiny overture. I don't think there's any jinx for orchestras playing the music. It's a wonderful, exciting piece for orchestra. And another exciting piece about this program is that we have a guest conductor for it. Some people think, well, why do we have guest conductors? Why don't we just have Neal conduct all the time? Well, I suppose that would be nice, and it's nice that people say that. But it's great for the orchestra to see different people on the podium from time to time. It's great for me to get to sit in the audience and experience the concerts the way you do. And our guest conductor, Antoine Clark, is a really talented young conductor who's very impressive, a wonderful musician. And interestingly enough, he studied at the same school that I did most of my conducting training at, the Pierremontot School in Hancock, Maine. And I saw Antoine maybe 5 or 6 years ago when he was still a student. He was maybe even his first year. And I went up to the school to visit. I like to do that every once in a while just to kind of see what's going on with the young conductors. And Antoine was one of the people who's like, oh, wow, this is somebody to pay attention to. And I guess I was right because he has a wonderful career beginning and he'll be here making his Dayton debut conducting this great concert of music by Verdi, Shostakovich, and Hector Berlioz.